Woo. So Woo started with me and Lord Verse. We was in the studio with a producer by the name of Shiza, and actually Shiza was a major producer in Arizona at the time. Woo was released. I'm gonna just say 2016. No. 2012 ish. Actually, I don't know when Woo was released. I think we recorded it around 2012 ish, but I'm not sure when we released it. As Group Therapy, Lord Verse, Legacy, and M. Mason made up the Group Therapy. We recorded a gang of songs. We just didn't release any. We only recorded songs so that we can practice and we can do live shows. That was our thing. We loved live shows. We would kill a live show, but we didn't have proper management. We were just some young dudes that wanted to make the hottest music, go perform it in front of the largest crowds, and go crazy. That's pretty much our state of mind. So when myself and Lord Verse recorded Woo, we really didn't have a plan to release it to the public. It was more like, I mean, if you listen to the song, it's a performance song. When you go to my verse and it says, I seen it coming from a mile away. We got soul, and it's so sunny when I step my foot up out the door. Woo, in our minds, was going to be an Arizona anthem, and we thought it was going to be the biggest Arizona anthem at that time because there had been Arizona anthems, and there still are Arizona anthems that stand the test of time. However, we felt like Woo for that summer was going to be a smash hit. Now, something happened where I really don't even think we ever really performed Woo, to tell you the truth. I don't feel like we went and I can't picture us performing that song at all. And if we did, it was probably one or two times, but we did not make that. We did not make that the Arizona anthem. We did not make Woo the hit of the summer, and it was supposed to be. I seen it coming from a mile away. We got soul, and it's so sunny when I step my foot up out the door. That's basically Arizona. I moved out in Arizona in 2020, 2019. It's into 2019. It's 2020. And when I moved out here, there was it was just like a lot of dirt. There was still cotton fields. There was agriculture. But over the last 25 years, I watched it build up. I watched those massive fields that were used to grow vegetables or whatever. I watched those turn into apartment complex, malls, subdivisions. I watched Arizona just grow. However, when I moved out to Arizona, you got to realize I came from California. It was a hop, skip, and jump to Arizona. When I moved out here, I tell a story on one of my posts about this dude named Poker Face, and how he inspired me to continue rapping. When I moved out here, I came out, I seen a Poker Face show, but that was just the half of it. The half that really mattered are the people who showed support, who showed up to the show and screamed like this dude had just won a Grammy. So when I started off Woo, I said I seen it coming from a mile away. When I seen Poker Face garner that type of attention, when I seen Poker Face get out there and command the crowd like that, and I seen the crowd participating like they were, like I said, like they were at the Grammys or they were at majors. First of all, let me say Poker Face is and was major. But I'm talking about world renowned type of major. The crowd went crazy, right? And I seen it right then and there. I seen that you don't have to be a world renowned superstar to make a living with your music. So I open up Woo, our Arizona anthem, myself, Legece The Legend, and Lord Verse. I seen it coming from a mile away. We got soul. And it's so sunny when I step my foot up out the door. That hits two different ways. And it's so sunny. I mean, that's duh, because we're in Arizona. Arizona is known for its sun and it's known for its heat. And it's so sunny. The outlook is positive for hip hop. And it's so sunny when I step my foot up out the door. The outlook is positive. I'm getting love. You know, I wasn't getting the love that I thought I should have been getting at the time. So in that time, I was disgruntled, but I still was open enough to see the love that we were getting. The network is strong. See the love at major shows, and our politic is relent when it's time to grow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen that Arizona can produce a hip hop scene. No. I seen that Arizona has produced a hip hop scene. And I see that I can fit into that hip hop scene. And I also seen that our hip hop scene was rivaling what I seen in California, coming from California. Now in California's hip hop scene, now, when I say rivaling, I'm not talking about quantity. I'm talking about quality. I'm talking about the quality of the top MCs here in Arizona will rival any top MCs anywhere. Of course, in 2000, 2001, 3, 4, or even when I wrote the song in about 2012-ish, the quantity, the size of the hip hop scene, of course, is a lot bigger in California. That's something that we can't act like it's not a fact. But the quality here in Arizona will stand up against anybody, any hip hop scene in America, any hip hop scene in the world. Put me on wax. Put that, record that, and play it over and over again. The quality of Arizona's hip hop scene could stand up against any hip hop scene in the world. Facts. In California, and I'm not bad mouthing any hip hop scene. Understand, that's not a bad mouth. That's just saying Arizona's hip hop scene is wild. It was wild in a good way. California's hip hop scene. When I was out in California, and I would go see independent artists in California perform. Back when I left California, some of the big independent Homeless Nation. They were independent, big. Were they independent? Homeless Nation was like a group of probably 10 hip hop acts. They had groups and they had individuals. And I believe Homeless Nation was the record label, but it wasn't a huge record label. It was more like an independent record label. At least I thought it was independent back then when I was supporting them. And a bunch more. There's a bunch of independent. There's a massive independent scene in California. Now, when I would see and when I would be in the presence of that independent scene when I was out there, it seemed to me more like the goal was to get signed to a major. And you got to remember, we're talking 1996, 7, 8, 9, 2000, the late 90s, right? Before I moved out here. When I moved out here to Arizona, there were independent rappers that were getting signed, like Poker Face was signed at one point, but there were independent rappers that were getting signed, but I didn't get that the independent scene was looking to get signed potentially because we're in Arizona. If you're in California, you're sitting right there next to the major record labels. You're going to Hollywood. Matter of fact, half of the rappers are also actors, so we're in Hollywood auditioning, blase, right? But in Arizona, I felt like the independents wanted to be independent. I learned a lot. I learned how to claim my royalties. I learned how to sign up for a distribution site. I learned about ASCAP, BMI, CSEC. I learned the business of hip hop, and it seemed like Arizona, the MCs, the independent MCs out here wanted to. There's two types of independent MCs out here. One side of them want to know the business behind the music. The other side, which is where I was when I was an MC starting off, want to make the hottest music to perform to get all the accolades. However, both of these sides intermingle. So this side, the performers that want to get all the accolades, are going to mingle with the business intellectuals, and we are going to cross-pollinate both of the ponds. So I seen a side of hip hop, a side of artists out here in Arizona that wanted to be independent and wanted to be able to extract all the juices, financial juices, from being an independent artist right here in Arizona. So you got top quality and you got top intellectual type of hip hopetry going on out here in Arizona. And we cover all the genres, from gangsta to backpack, nerd rap, gangsta rap. I said gangsta rap. Thug life. We cover all the genres, strictly lyrical, freestyle, battle rap. All the genres are covered here. Matter of fact, rock and roll rap, grunge. I can go on. But in every genre of rap, we've had a major out there that's been signed to a major record label and done music with your favorite artists. So, back to the song Woo, right? I seen it coming from a mile away. We got soul, and it's so sunny when I step my foot up out the door. The network is strong, see the love at major shows, and our politic is relent when it's time to grow. State of the Everglow, rarely will we shovel snow, and we have the most impressive landmark on the globe. I say we put the copper wire to a couple nodes, pump the electricity, let it catch fire, and watch it blow. Hop, skip, and jump away from Mexico. When I needed California love, I just up and drove. Talent's nothing. With it, we will overflow. And we never skip a beat. Here we're all in the zone. We got the latest clothes. Ladies strike a pose. And here's a reason for AZ to pump their radios. I am the example to lead, so our release is strong. I'll be like, hold up. I ain't let it go. So that's just my verse. Woo. The chorus. We got flavor in every town. Come to a spot where Whoopi Gold has to wipe her brow. Just a little humor in there, but also let you know that it's hot out here. Whoopi Gold's going to have to wipe her brow, and everybody know Whoopi Goldberg does not have eyebrows. You can't touch it because the heat is wow. Make a man with no hands want to shake it out. You know, you just picture a dude with no nubs touching something that's hot. He's shaking it out. And the women make the fellas proud. We got some hot women in Arizona. Arizona got some beautiful women. And the women makes the fellas proud. Make King Kong want to give his chest a pound. Cardinal Diamondbacks, man, we hold it down. Phoenix Suns and the music gonna make the sound. Woo! That shit go hard.